Welcome back to Ireland and our continuing tour of the Emerald Isle. I gotta tell you, looking at all the ground crew guys here, when I was flying in real life, if I ever had that many people show up when I landed my Cessna, I would be amazed. Usually you gotta go search for people to help you. Anyway, today we're flying out of here. We're heading north still. We're heading up to Connaught. It's about 47 miles. And we got a slight wind out of the north-northeast, but it's a beautiful day here in Ireland. Let's go flying. Alright, first thing we're going to do is master and batteries will come on. Get rid of the yoke. No, get rid of the yoke. There we go. Leave the parking brake on. So that's on. Fuel's on both. A little bit of touch of throttle. Okay, quiet. So beacon will go on. And starting engines. We are up and running.
Okay.
Alright, don't know why I'm facing down here. Quickly go reset that. Yeah, I know you're running. I want. Just give me a second. Well, let me do it. Supposed to be resetting to a more normal position. Looks like it's gotten a bit out of whack. Okay, we're going to shut it off for now. Anyway, we're warmed up. We're going to taxi over. We're going to head out over that way there and get ourselves going. So taxi light will come on, nav light will come on, we'll get the avionics on, they're up and running. We're going to go up to, I think, 3,000 feet today. This is acting up again. There we go. 3,000 feet, and we'll climb out at 500. And we're set. So there's our route, basically heading north-northeast. I think 35 degrees. That's what they want. Alright, brakes are on. Okay, let's get going here. Sorry guys. Got a little bit in my way. I won't look at that. That's another thing that they're developing or working on, is an improved pushback system. So hopefully we can get these ground guys out of the way of the aircraft. No one around I can see, so we're good to take a position on the runway. We will turn on our landing lights and our beacon, our strobes. Kill the taxi for now. While we're rolling out, we'll go to 1 notch of flaps. Head down to the far end here. And there's that beautiful beautiful water we saw that we flew over on the last leg of the flight coming in here. Looks fantastic. Let's get ourselves turned around. There we go. So we are all set to go. These are all screwed up here. Oh boy. Can I quickly reset position? Reset position. No. Alright. Track IR is off for this flight. And away we go. Power is on full. Airspeed is alive. It's 55 knots and pulling back. Nice climb out. There we go. Very nice. Okay, so we're climbing up. We'll turn you off. I'm gonna go to you, and we'll go winds there. Transponder to, oh, there we go. So we're climbing out nicely. I'm going to put the autopilot on. We'll go into nav mode, and we're going to go into vertical speed mode. And we're 500 feet, so flaps will come up. We're going to intercept our course. We'll roll back out, and we're going to be heading over some pretty rugged grounds by the looks of it. Should make it a very, very interesting flight. So you can see we're 45 miles out from our destination. We're heading back in towards the interior of Ireland up in the northwest. We will catch up to you when we get closer to our destination airport. Until then, enjoy the views. So we're about 13 miles out. We're going to be landing on runway 08 because the winds, as you can see, here are about 30 degrees. We're going to overfly the airfield at circuit height, which is 1,500 feet, and then we'll do the left circuit for runway 08. So we're going to come down to 1,500. Back a little on the throttle so we don't get going too fast. So we've got a few miles to go. Seems to be a bigger airport, 7,500 foot runway. It looks like there's an ILS for runway 26. They allow Cat 2 operations, and there's a lot of low visibility procedures listed. So I'm assuming that they get a lot of fog and stuff like that. I think we can see the runway complex ahead of us. It's, I think it's that right about there. And 084 is the actual runway heading, so. We'll use that as our reference. Beautiful day for flying. The winds aren't too bad. It's not too bumpy. And that green countryside. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's wait till they come through and do the terrain update. The other thing they've been doing on these updates is they add in a lot of buildings. So they build new buildings for the auto generation to use, and they're kind of specific to the area you're in. So if you look at Japan, they built a lot of Japanese style buildings, and it really improved things when you look out and you can see what's going on. So I'm hoping they do the same thing here in Ireland. They did it in the US as well. We're down to 7 miles now. So that is the, I was correct, that is the airport ahead of us. So we're down to 1500, so we'll come back on the power. We don't want to slow down too much. Well, 2250 is fine. I think that, there we go with this again. I think that's the airport. Oh, maybe not. Oh, maybe, no, okay. I think it's further over this ridge. Because looking at our screen over here, we got to cross this river, which is this one here coming up, and we keep going. So I think the airport might be coming into view on top of the ridge there. Yeah, that's it there. There's the runway. Good map reading skills. So when we come across here, we're going to turn to 350, and that'll take us across the center of the airport. And then we'll go on 260 for the downwind. $170 for base, and then 0800 04 final. Fairly big airport. There's not a lot out here. And they're bringing in larger airplane, and there is a cargo apron. I mean, that's according to the chart. That right there is the cargo apron, and over here is the control tower and the main apron. Like I said, 7,500 foot runway. They must get some pretty good cargo flights coming in here, I guess. All right. So heading. Go. So 350. We're about 1,000 feet up over the ground. Which is roughly circuit height. Airport elevation varies, but it's about 450 feet or so. So we're overhead the field now. Oh, building right at the end of the runway there. Hence the displaced threshold. A lot of cars parked there. Alrighty. Over to 26. It's like a gravel yard or something there. See it as the wing comes up. Construction area. Speed coming back. Again, we want about 1,500. Much easier to do with an actual throttle. Alright, flaps to 1. Flaps 2. Alright, so we're about square. You can see the runway over here. Speed's coming down, so we want to lower the lower the nose, but increase throttle. Alright, and we'll make our turn. Get ready for our final approach. There's the marker lights. So again, pitch is controlled by throttle. Our airspeed is controlled by the yoke. Pitch is controlled by throttle. See, as I come on and off, our pitch angle changes, and that changes. Our speed will always try to trim out to 6 or whatever it's trimmed to.
5 500.
It's much easier to do it with keys and a little bit more throttle. Now we're a little low. Flatten the descent. Those pappies are kind of set for larger aircraft coming in from further away. Let's bring her down, flare, hold it, and we're down. Put the flaps on. That's a cargo to our left. We're not going in there. We're gonna have to motor all the way down to the other end. Feel kind of bad sometimes doing this at some of these airports where you've got a long taxi on the runway and you know there's other aircraft in the area, especially if you're landing at somewhere like London, Ontario, which has a lot of GA aircraft going in, but it's also a regional airline, 737s, A320s fly in there. So you're chugging along at 65 knots, getting ready to land on this huge runway where you got to taxi down a bit to get to the first turnoff, and you hear that airliner is now set up on final, and they're about 5 miles behind you, roaring in at 150 knots. Is that where I want? No. A little bit further. It's always exciting. Or when you take off at an intersection and there's an airliner set up behind you on the runway ready to go, and the controller says, yeah, as soon as you can, turn to the right. Basically, get out of the way. There we go. We are here. So that's off. Let's bring the landing lights off, strobes off, taxi light will go on. Flaps are already up. They are haphazardly parked here. Park over by this guy. Looks like a fellow flying club aircraft. Swing in the other side. Something like, oops. That's what I wanted to hit. Something like that. Good enough. Alright, well, welcome to Connaught in Ireland. So, mixture comes off. Switches are off. Lights are all off. Avionics are off. Masters are off. And here we are in beautiful Connaught, Ireland, Central Ireland, up in the northwest part of the Republic. Thanks for flying with us today. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.